was for me, see the daddy for me, we're on a mission. Teach me what you know, vice versa, help each other grow. As he sees in me, cause she turned around and watered me, uplifting me. I've got your back. Pussy can fly like that. I'ma fix your crown with your head down, girl. Please hold on. When you're going through, I'll never turn my back on you. Gotta be real, it's time to heal. Come on, let's go.
Hey.
Hey,
y'all.
We back for another episode. The only podcast out here giving y'all real, raw, uncut information, schooling you on game, and just being ourselves. What's up, everybody? I'm T Lane. These are my co-hosts, Tracy Cherie, Jaleisha J. We are Girls Be Like the Podcast. We ain't here to get nobody the right answers. We just here to speak from our personal experiences. Okay. So y'all, my girls, they told me I don't look crazy tonight, but I feel like I look crazy. I feel like I do.
Nah,
you look good.
you look beautiful.
Do y'all wear contacts? Have y'all ever worn them?
I tried. Like I went and got some, but I put them in. I couldn't take them out, so yeah. Too much work.
I wear them. I think I got something in it. I've been doing my daughter's hair. So my daughter, she has been growing her dreadlocks since she was 5 years old. And she's 11 now. But we taking them out. So I've been taking them out. This whole summer been about doing damn hair. So I was taking them out. And I think I got residue or some conditioner or something in my eye, like flicked into it. But I feel like I look crazy, but I feel like I look cute too. But we're going to keep going like... How is y'all's day or how's y'all week been?
Oh, it's going super good. I'm on vacation. I'm back in Florida. So last week I was in Tampa, but this week I'm actually in Jacksonville. I'm at my cousin's house. So I'm in Florida on vacation. And then tomorrow we're driving out to Orlando. We're going to have a family reunion. So yeah, I'm out here chilling.
So wait, is the family reunion just on Thursday or like it's the whole weekend? Tomorrow just kick it off?
Pretty much the whole weekend, Thursday through Sunday.
Okay.
I love family.
Then I come back here. Who was that? Jaleisha, my bad girl.
No, you good. I was saying I love family. I was gonna say I love them, but then I was like, never mind. I like them.
A long time.
Yeah. It's beautiful when you get everybody together. Yeah. It's beautiful.
I need it. I need it.
It's a lot. Let me tell you something. You ain't say shit till you've been on the other side of the family reunion. I have been like the head of my family reunion for the last 3 years. Oh, so a part of like putting the shit together. And I'm like, man, you don't think about a lot of the stuff we be doing. You don't think about that when you just show up and you just want to eat the food. But yeah, being on the other side is crazy.
Girl, I don't want no responsibility outside work. I'm a real life Pisces. I can be lazy as shit.
Girl,
a lot of times.
And it is work. It is work.
I don't want that.
I enjoy being lazy. It fuels me. Jaleisha said,
it sounds weird as hell without the music.
Oh, my bad.
Look, I'm with it. Y'all know we be raw and uncut.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jaleisha, what's been going on with you, girl?
Nothing, just been working, working, and in hermit mode and meditating and fasting. So, like right now, I'm here, but I feel like I'm not here.
I know last week we was a little delusional with y'all last week. I think we're a little delusional with y'all tonight too.
Well, I'm always delusional.
So what?
She said, make it make sense.
But even if we delusional, y'all know we gonna teach y'all something. We always come through with a message. Always a message. So
Did she say
what?
a message?
A message. We got a message. We got a word for you. All right? This ain't church, but we got a word for you. But
Yeah.
real life events. I mean, real life experiences. We like to go over. And tonight, our topic is allow me to reintroduce myself.
My name is Trey.
H to the O-V. But look, okay, so I feel like, of course, you can change at any time in your life, but I feel like once you hit like 30, like it's like somebody flips a switch and something clicks inside of you. Like, okay, time to get it together. A time to activate some type of change, growth. What we doing? I feel like once you hit 30, that flip, like somebody hits that switch. Did y'all go through something like that when you turned 30, or do you remember any point in your life where you went through something like that?
You know, that was so long ago for me. But when I turned 35, it happened again for sure. So more recently, I've most definitely been feeling like, yeah, the changes. And I love it. It's a lot more confidence in me.
Wait, you said when you turned 35, it hit you?
Well, no, 35 was another time that it hit me more recently for me. So 30, of course, right? 30 was a lot more questioning. 35 is a lot more certainty.
Oh, I like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like
35 is a lot more certainty.
Oh, so save that for a second. Jaleisha, did you have a moment?
I would say it was 30, but I want to just say, because I'm into astrology, y'all, and all this stuff, and so everybody has a Saturn return between the ages of 28 to 30, and normally that's around the time where you start being like, what am I doing in my life, questioning yourself, and like it's almost like a midlife crisis, because you know it's requiring you to shift. So that happened for me at age 30, and I just felt like I am nowhere near where I thought I was going to be or living the life that I wanted to live. And that made me want to go deeper or try to figure out what I need to change so I can stop doing the same shit.
Yeah.
What about you?
I definitely went through around like 29, 30. I remember on my 30th birthday, I did a whole like spiritual ritual, because I was ready to like leave whatever was in that past decade and grow. Like it literally felt like something switched on in me, and I'm like, I want to grow and I want to become my highest self. And I can remember I went back to this old place where I used to live, and like I did like a spiritual bath. I had one of my mentors, she made me up just put good energy into this spiritual bath, and she had like the crystals and the stones in it. And I took the bath and like took some of the water and like I did a whole ritual, like drop, like left it. I don't know, like that's another story. Look, my girl Jaleisha can fill y'all in on like stuff like that, but I took it and I left it behind because it was like me going into a new chapter of my life, and it felt so freeing. I remember it was like a releasing ritual.
I can't wait for y'all to both hit 35.
I'm ready. I like how you said it comes with certainty.
I'm not necessarily ready.
And see what that, or whatever it may be for you, right? I can't wait for y'all to hit 35.
But that's what I feel like your 20s is like you making mistakes, like you don't care, like you just out here, you living life, you just going through it. 30s is like you're learning, like you said, like who am I becoming, a lot of questioning. And I feel like once we hit 40, it is gonna be a whole lot more of that certainty.
If you don't know who you are in your 40s, it's massive need to work on self or come to awareness. But I do agree. I think your 20s you're supposed to have fun. You're supposed to like. Unfortunately, they try to tell you, I think, that you shouldn't, like, you need to go to college. You need to know what kind of job you want. A lot of times we do stuff, and when we get out of school, we get around certain people, or we experience life, we realize I don't want to do that shit. This ain't for me. Your 20s is to explore, and your 30s is more so like, I think that's when you really start being more comfortable with owning who you are, or discovering who you really are. I honestly think like your 30s can still be kind of like your 20s. It's just that now I have more self-awareness and I got some money. And I can go.
You got a lot more control over that fun you having. Look, you got a lot more control over that fun you having. It ain't as reckless.
So wait, so was it scary when that moment came for y'all? For me, it felt like I was attending a funeral, like it was a grieving process. Because that's what I want to get into too. Like when you're growing, when you feel that within you, like this switch, like within, let's become better, let's grow. Like so many different areas that can pertain to, like, let's grow financially, let's grow with our health, let's grow with, if we're business minded, like what are we gonna do? Or like really get serious, like what do we want to do with our life? We've been winging it, like what do we want to get focused with? But like for me, it felt like, but it's like getting rid of bad habits. You might have to let go of things that are holding you from becoming your higher self. So I remember when that change hit for me, it felt like going through a funeral. I had a grieving process of my old self dying off. Did it feel like that to y'all, or did it feel scary, or did you just embrace it? Like what was it for you?
The biggest thing for me coming into 35 was having to let go of some of the dreams or visions I had for myself of being a wife and mother. So that was probably the biggest thing, because ever since I was a child, I always wanted to be a wife and mother. So at 35, especially moving to, because I moved to El Paso a month after I turned 35. Like it's literally been like a life-changing year. So when I moved to El Paso, even before I got out there, like my decision to move to El Paso happened within 2 weeks from me starting the interview process to me moving. Like this was within 2 weeks. I had this conversation with myself, like, you're really about to go out here and chase your career. You know what I'm saying? Like you're making the decision now that you're no longer waiting on, a significant other and things like that, and focused on what that will look like. Now the focus is me and my career and what I'm going to do in my career today and moving forward. So with that being said, I had to also say that may also mean that my dream of being a wife and mother may not be fulfilled, right? And I was joking the other day, and I think I might have mentioned it to y'all, but I was joking the other day, and I was like, God said, that wife and mother, that may not be it for you, but you got your dream of traveling, right? Traveling for work, you know what I'm saying? I got on the scale the other day and I was 125, you feel me? I was thicker than a snicker. And
you were not, wait, 125. Oh my God. That is a number.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, lifestyle.
Look, I was thicker than a snicker. I was 120. Actually, I was 126 point something. But as soon as it said 126, it was like when you call the bank account. Y'all seen that little meme? When you call your bank account and it'd be like, you got 200, whoop, and you hang up. It don't matter. You just know you got 200 plus, right? So when I seen the 126 point, I don't know what the other was after the point, but it said 126 point. So God said, baby, you ain't having no kids and no husband yet, but baby, you going to be thicker than a snicker out here traveling, living your dream. So here you go. You know what I'm saying? So I said, thank you. And that was the biggest thing that I had to accept is probably just kind of let it go in that dream and just leave that to God. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't put energy into that right now. I could just focus on being the better me and chasing my dream. And thankfully, I did make that decision because I'm literally living in my dream career right now. And it's starting to get more and more real, like as the days been creeping by.
Girl, I don't know how much real it can get. Your ass is gone all the time. It is real.
It's real. It's real.
I'll say for me, my experience was not pleasant. Like I can remember on my 30th birthday, I was at a restaurant with two girlfriends, and I remember like just bawling and crying because I was like, this ain't what I thought. Like I thought I would be in a relationship. I thought I would have a man, I didn't even think about kids, but I just thought I would have a man. So I was just like, I thought I would be somewhere else. I'm about to be 30. Well, I am 30. And it became like this revelation for me of like, if you want to have a healthy relationship, if you want to experience that, then you do need to work on yourself. Like there's some things you need to pay attention to. There's some habits that need to change. And that's what started my spiritual awakening, because I was like, I'm tired of this shit. So I was like, I'm just tired of doing the same thing over and over. And what I thought I was going into the spiritual awakening, like trying to get a man and all these different things. But what I found was myself. and that required me to start getting honest with myself about what I really want out of my life, and that required me separating myself from certain people, that required me separating myself from family, and that required for me to, start taking risk, doing things I probably would never have done before. And that's been the biggest blessing. I'm still single, but it's such in a better place than I was 4 years or 3 years ago when I was on my 30th birthday. I was really, really lost and really sad, versus now I'm feeling more whole and more content and more grounded within. So I wouldn't change that for anything else in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But you spoke on a key part in that growing and just becoming a higher version of yourself or a better version of yourself, that having to like just separate yourself from others. I remember doing that during my journey, and I kind of feel like maybe I'm still in the middle of that now, where it's my growth journey for me was just about, I had a lot of trauma in my past that I had never faced, that I just kind of suppressed it, out of sight, out of mind. And when I hit 30, it was like, nah, like I wanted to deal with it. And that's what I did. And like along that process, I realized like I had to separate myself and go into isolation for a little and like just focus in on me. Like, who was I outside of victim mode? Because I realized like I had been carrying around that victim title for a long time. I felt, and I was like being abused, like going through abuse as a child, like, hell yeah, I was a victim at some point, but I didn't want to carry that title anymore. And so like I remember like just going through, like I separated myself from everybody, family, friends, because I just wanted to figure out who was I outside of that. And what were my relationships outside of that? Like some of my relationships, I realized it was like trauma bonds, and a lot of it tied or triggered like me thinking about stuff in the past. So you go through a moment of where you isolate and you do separate from people. But I guess I want to ask y'all this. So looking at it from the other side. Oh, hey Tracy, bye Tracy.
Should we dance?
Yeah, she'll be back, y'all. But okay, so looking at it from the other side, what if you are the person who like is somebody in your life who is isolating themselves and going through that process of discovering who they are and taking some time to themselves? And I don't even like to say isolate, because isolate seems like has a negative connotation. But like, Jaleisha, like what advice like can we give a person who maybe somebody in your life is currently going through a change in their bubble while they figure that out? And maybe you don't quite understand it. How can we help the friend or family member understand that about the person?
I think that you have to open lines of communication. So you gotta, because the thing is, isolation or someone healing or working on themselves, like they don't have to justify why they need that time. But just so that you don't feel like it's something against you, or that you feel like it's something that they're trying to distance themselves or act funny, you just gotta talk to them, ask them what's going on with them, ask them, what's shifted, what's changed, and open up that line of communication. And if they tell you, I'm working on me right now, I'm focusing on my well-being, I'm focusing on growing, prospering, I'm just trying to get myself together, just let them know that you are there for them, that you have that open line of like, if you need me, I'm here for you. If you need to talk, I'm here. If you need a moment, I'm here. Like, just have that moment, like that space where they feel like they can turn to you if they need to. Or whenever you're ready to come back out, hit me up, girl, hit me up, like, what's going on? When you ready to get back out, do your thing. But you have to have people, you have to have that circle, those friends or that family that can understand that are receptive to that. And if not, then it's like, you'll probably want to close back in. But if they show love and they understand, then you got some good people around you.
You do. Tracy, I had asked Jaleisha, like, what do you do? Like, what's the advice if you are the person who, you're the friend or the family member of someone who is like just going on a journey of finding themselves, working on themselves, becoming a better version of themselves, and they maybe have distanced themselves or taken some time apart? Like, what advice do you have for that family or friend who needs some help with understanding that and not taking it personal?
Respect it, just respect that. And for me, sometimes what I do, and depending on how you communicate, if I know that person might be going through something, instead of maybe just asking how they're doing and things like that, I might just send you and I love you or have a great day. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep that line of communication, just to send that positive energy so that they know, you're not alone. So it can be something simple like that, or like I said, an emoji or something, or just something like that. And a lot of times I stay away from words for me. And I want to say thank you, Latasha, for sharing. I saw you share the live. Thank you. We appreciate you, girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you to those in the chat live with us. Y'all make sure y'all comment and get in on this good old conversation.
Yes, like tell us like what's your growth? Like what's your level of when you were, or how old you were when you was like, I need to do something different, or I'm ready to do something different.
But and I think that we need to start looking at change differently. Like we see someone going through a change, and even ourselves going through a change. Don't look at it in a bad way. Like we accept change in everything. We accept that today turns into tomorrow, that the seasons change, that even like what we have, time goes forward, time goes back. Like we accept change in so many things, but when it comes to the people in our life or even to ourselves, we're kind of hesitant to that change, or we look at it in a negative way. So look, change is inevitable. I think that everybody should be changing. Nothing stays the same. There's a saying I've heard that anything that stays the same means it's dying. If it's not growing, it's dying. So we are supposed to be growing and becoming ourselves. And like I love both of y'all's response. Respect that. If you have someone in your life going through that particular journey, respect it. Don't take it personal. Still check on them though, because like Jaleisha said, like you a good ass person. Like we got some people in your life who you going through your journey and they still there for you. Like you are lucky. Like check in on your peoples if they going through a journey. Like they say that I'm just getting myself together. Still check in on them, because sometimes that isolating to grow looks the same as isolating because I'm depressed and going through something. So still check on them, but. No, like that's a beautiful thing. Like they're like a caterpillar. They're getting ready to turn into a butterfly. So like celebrate them in it and just support them.
I would say give them grace. Give them grace. Give that person grace. That changing process is sometimes hard, and sometimes at points of it can be ugly. You know what I'm saying? But it's challenging. It can be very challenging. So try to give that person grace.
I agree. And I also would say, T kind of said this, but who we are today is not normally who we are last year or who we're going to be next year. So we constantly, like you said, we're constantly in a state of change. And those who are not changing, that means that you're stagnant. But if you are changing, that means that, what you thought or what you knew is not going to be the same. It's just not going to be. And there may be more constantly learning about yourself, what you want, what you don't want, learning about what type of friendships or relationships or experiences that you want to have. And it's just really, really helpful that you have people around you that can understand it. And I'm just going to say this story real quick. I have a girlfriend who, and I think I said this before on the podcast, I'm very much a lone person. I like being by myself because that's how I get creative and that's how I heal and work through a lot of different things. But I've always been, I'll pull back and I'll disappear. And people be thinking like, something going on with her. But it's just, I need me time. But of course I can't isolate too long because I'm prone to depression. So I can't just be gone forever. But I have a girlfriend now where she checks in. And she understands that I need my space, and she respects that. And I don't have to explain anything. Like I think of what I said earlier about just let me know when you're available when you come back out. That's exactly what she said to me. Let me know when you're ready to go back out again. I'm here. And I've never had that before. And so that's helped me be more comfortable with speaking up and saying, look, I need some me time.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you see that reflection of somebody being understanding and loving, that empowers you as well to keep honoring all that you are when you need some time alone or you need that time to grow.
Yeah. Yes. So I want a big part of like growing and becoming a different version of yourself. It does like breaking habits ties into that too. So I want to kind of like, let's talk about like just throwing out advice for people. Like, how do you break habits? Like let go of things that are a part of you that's holding you back from being your best self. Because that's the part of growing.
Mhm.
How you break?
Stop
What's your methods? How y'all deal with breaking bad habits, child? Because that's the hard part about changing and growing.
Stop and think before I act on a decision. That's like the first thing I have to do if I'm trying to break a habit is I have to be mindful of, hold on now. You know what I'm saying? Think this through. You sure you want to go this route?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I would say something I forgot the exact quote, but something I'm learning is that whatever is causing like disruption or destruction, I need to abstain from that. So, and we talk about the food. Food is huge for me, and I have to. In order for me to abstain from, it, I gotta fast because that gives me clarity. It gives me back my mojo. You know what I'm saying? It gives me back my peace. But sometimes we need to. It could be maybe I need to abstain from gossiping or abstain from hanging around certain people or going to certain places or talking to something. Like I just learned that sometimes I gotta withdraw myself from something that has so much control. Even your phone. Mm-hmm. Withdrawing yourself from certain things so that you can, build up your discipline.
Yeah.
Y'all been very disciplined in y'all fast and y'all been doing amazing.
Girl, it's tough. But no, I agree with y'all about breaking the bad habits. It's hard as hell. For me, what helps me, I reached that point where I knew I wanted to become different. I knew certain things I had to break. I have to understand how things work. Like I'm a very, I guess, logical person. And I like to understand the way the things work. And I know a lot of change that takes place when we're growing and becoming a better version of ourselves, y'all. Like, look, free game right here. It starts with the mind. It's mental. Because if you can learn how to control your mind and everything else, like your thoughts control your feelings and your feelings control your choices and your actions you make every day. So if you first learn how to control your mind, where it all starts, then everything else will fall into place. So for me, breaking bad habits, I started reading books about the mind. Like, okay, how do I control my thoughts? How do I get myself out of this habit? Why is it so hard? And once I read and got the knowledge and I started applying different things, that's what I love teaching others about that today because I put it in an even simpler way for them to understand. But just learning why I am the way I am, why it's so hard to break the habits is what helped me to break the habits. So I was practicing one. Yeah, me and Jaleisha been on this fast, y'all. And so I was practicing one of the things I learned. It was just recognizing when you get that urge, right? So speaking of food, for example, you get that urge to eat something crazy. Recognize that it's there and then give it a name. I call it saboteur. I learned that word. Saboteur means to self-sabotage. Hey, we say you taking y'all to food tonight. It means somebody who sabotages themselves. So I call it saboteur. Why my mind craving? Why is it telling me to eat this? Knowing damn well my goal is to get to 199. Tracy's talking about 125. Woo, girl. Woo.
I think I weighed 125 when I was a baby.
Look here, just let me be an adult for a change, okay? I just feel like an adult.
126. I'm sorry, 126.
Oh yeah, 126 point some. Remember, it was point some.
But no, so I label it as saboteur. I'm like, that's saboteur coming out. And I allow myself to feel the feeling, but try not to associate any thoughts to it. I feel the craving. I feel myself craving. I feel it coming up and just sit and try and move past it and refocus on what's my bigger goal. And take my mind off of focusing on, well, what can I eat? The pasta, the pizza, the donuts. What is it? So that helps me to break bad habits. Oh, hey, Joy. Tracy, you gonna see them at the family reunion tomorrow?
No, that's on my stepdaddy side.
Oh,
look, my bonus daddy, my daddy number 2, my second daddy.
Family. I know.
Hi, y'all. Love you.
Yes.
Look, we all reintroducing ourselves.
Right. But no, okay, so let's just follow up with, becoming your best self, growing and becoming a higher version of yourself. There's a lot of it's gonna feel uncomfortable. I did want to ask y'all one more question before we leave them with a little tidbits before the what's your tea? What advice would you give somebody who they want to change, they want to become a higher version of themselves, but they're struggling with figuring out how to get to there, with that initial start? They know that they don't like who they are anymore. They don't like what life has turned out to be, and they want something different. They're struggling to start. Where can they start?
I think you would have to start with like pinpointing things, right? Because if you go into things too broad, you might just overwhelm yourself with the things that you're actually trying to accomplish for yourself. So maybe really just take however you got to take a note or write down, whatever you got to do, right? Just think about what specifically are a few things that I want to change and why, And then, like you said, asking yourself also, why do I make these decisions? Why have I made these decisions? Why do I want to change from these things specifically? I think identifying those things first would be the best thing, and then you could start practicing different techniques or things like that to actually work on it.
Okay.
I would say I'll say three things. The first thing I would say, you probably might need to get a coach. You probably need to talk to somebody and then get some help. But then also, if you can't afford a coach, go get some self-help books. Go in the bookstore and go in the self-help section and start reading some books, or get on Audible. The best way that you can feed your spirit something, or shift or change, is that you got to feed your spirit with something else. You got to feed your spirit with something new. And so reading is fundamental, or hearing the words is fundamental, because it gets in your subconscious mind. And I know when I first started my journey, that's what I did. But I'm a bookworm. And so if you're not a bookworm, go get on Audible and listen, or go plug into a podcast. YouTube. Watch some like a motivational speaker. Watch somebody who has come through some challenges. And I would just listen to people. You could watch Oprah. You could watch Ayanna Van Zandt. You can watch so many different people who've come through different things. But in order for you to shift, it's really, really good that you feed your spirit with something positive and something that shows that you're able to shift. But how can I do that? And I think that plugging into good things is a way to do that. So that's my perspective.
Can I add to that, Jaleisha?
Mm-hmm.
When you're doing that, one thing that I recommend doing, because when I started my journey too, I most definitely started listening to things, more specifically a lot of Audible and YouTube and things like that, because I was actually traveling. This is a lot of the time when I was working for Kroger a couple of years ago. So I would be traveling a lot. And also what I would do is save your information, save your favorite people that you're listening to, listen to different things, find what really speaks to you. Because when you start the journey, there are going to be a lot of things that you're running into that you don't like, right? But when you find those things you're connecting with, save those. Because a lot of times when you are searching those things, especially if you're going to on the internet for reference, even if it's books, right? You'll even start having more things like that start to come up the more that you watch those things. So it becomes even easier to stay connected to those things that you're learning from.
I love it. And my piece of advice is to start with a book. The book I tell everybody to start with, what jump started my growth journey, was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Because your growth and you becoming who you desire to be, or who you need to be to unlock that life you desire to have, it all starts again, y'all, right here in the mind. So a woman thinks, so is she. So a man thinks, so is he. Our thoughts are what lead to who we are, because it's thoughts that lead to feelings that lead to your choices you make every day. And the choices you make every day, the choices you have made, is the reason why you are who you are today. So it all starts in the mind. Think and Grow Rich really taught me how powerful my mind was. And once I learned how powerful my mind was, it's like my growth was on from there. I've learned how to use the power of my mind, and then things would just keep coming. Like how Tracy talked about, finding people on YouTube and stuff. I'll come across somebody and they'll be saying something like I would have been praying about, or something I had journaled, a question I had asked. I'll come across a YouTuber and they're explaining that. But it's definitely something to jumpstart is a book, and I recommend Think and Grow Rich. If you are in a place in your life right now, okay, but you're ready to grow, you're ready to change, you don't like what you have created, because you created it. We got to creators of our own life, y'all. I don't know if y'all know that or not. But if you don't like it, Think and Grow Rich, start with that book. I promise, read one chapter a week until you finish the whole book, and it'll change your life. It'll be the jump start to you changing your life, and you'll find yourself in a place where you are allowing you to reintroduce yourself. However we put, I just fucked Jay-Z lyric all the fuck up. That's what we want tonight. Growth is beautiful. Let's embrace it in ourselves and the people around us. And let's just become our high. Like, we were put here for more than just working and eating and just willy-nilly whatever. Like, we serve a higher purpose. We are so much more powerful than we know, y'all. And let's tap into that by becoming our higher self. Let's grow, let's grow, let's grow. But on that note, what's your tea? What are we getting into tonight? It's been juicy the last couple nights.
Where's your tea?
Oh, there go. Okay, the tea went away. Hold on, let's bring the tea back.
Look,
Okay, so the tea. It says the tea. Why do some men spend their last on designer but still live with their parents, or their priorities are messed up?
Because they ain't grew yet. They ain't started their growth journey. They can't reintroduce themselves yet. They can't. Jeez. That ain't growth. I mean, like, we talked about. We reading it again.
I was trying to figure out.
I have a delay. So yeah, that's probably mine. I have a delay. I'm just gonna stop touching stuff at this point.
But no, look. So we talked. I think what did we talk about this one time before? Like guys who live with their parents.
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, but this is a little bit different because I think this one's like, why is he buying designer and he at home? Well, he's buying designer because he has financial illiteracy. He don't know how to deal with his finances, and his priorities are all jacked up, and he really broke. Okay, and he's still a boy. I would say those are boy moves. Those are not man moves. Those are boy moves. Men don't act like that. He
hasn't started his growth journey yet. He's still, to me, that gives off very much more concerned about outer appearance and outer looks instead of your inner, because that like the priorities are not together. All right. You rather look good on the outside to everybody than to actually have that on the inside. So yeah, he started his growth journey. He need to listen to the podcast episode tonight.
He need to listen to that. I want to know how old he is. You said what, Tracy?
I said he needs to stop being enabled by his sorry ass mama. That's number one. That's number one right there. Number two, shit, that nigga ain't got no drive or no ambition, and he might be conditioned by the environment in which he grew up in, so he can't see past that and see that that's a fucking issue.
Possibly.
The nice car, but live in the project mentality.
I want to know how old this man is. Okay, I want to know how old he is. Regardless, it don't matter because if you grown, you should be on a different level. But yeah, his parents are enabling him.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate like we did the last time we talked about this. Like, so with the we're in designer but living with your parents part. Okay, maybe if you take care of your parents, cool. But we looking at this in a way where because it was put in there, the priorities fucked up. You buying designer, like, no, get you a place, get out on your own, get the other stuff. But then again, I'm gonna pull the Tracy card. Or are we to say that that's how it should be? Maybe that's how he enjoy his damn life, right? No absolute, right?
Good, that nigga happy.
look, he could be happy, but he wouldn't be dating me. Like I this is the type of thing. Like I'm empathetic to a lot of different people, but I want to say to the lady, why are we questioning about him? Really, why are you talking to this man that's doing this? Like, why are you doing that? Why are you trying to get advice about that? Really, I'd be like, why are you talking to him? His priorities are all messed up. Huh?
Why you even asking us questions? I did.
Why? Because for real, I'm like, and I'm not meaning to walk away. It's really like, why are you talking to him? You trying to figure out about him? No, sis, why are you doing this? He is not, his priorities is jacked up. Okay, and let me be quiet. I say that in love. I say that in love. But the thing is, you ask the question and you already know his priorities jacked up because you asking it, but you want confirmation. No, sis, like you see it. Okay, move forward.
And that's the way that cookie crumbles. Pew, it's done.
Yeah, right. That was low key shady. Bloop, bloop.
You like, don't answer no questions. Ask yourself, why the hell you fucking with him? That's basically that's what Alicia said. Ask yourself. Ask yourself, sir.
Because what we gonna talk? We trying to guess about him. We know who he's saying. He pretty much showing who he is. Why are we talking to him? If you a grown
man, that is a word.
You got that good dick.
Yeah.
That's something we probably would have done in our 20s. Like, okay, he looks good, but he live with his parents.
Yeah, of course.
Well, come over. They're not here. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Right. I have empathy because I know I done been there. I think we all have been there. But that's why I say I want to know how old these people are. Because it comes a certain time when you say sis.
It ties into the topic though, like in your 20s, okay, cool, you do that. But as we grow, our priorities should be getting together. Our priorities should be improving, evolving. We want more. We want to do different things with our money. But then I kind of feel like a hypocrite too, because I'm just like, if that man enjoy his life like that, let him enjoy his life. But that ain't who I'm fucking with. Like, I could never.
No, he
couldn't have a Walmart outfit with me, but you got your own house and your own car, like, and you got a good job. I'll take that. In your Walmart outfit, you ain't gotta have designer.
Baby, he couldn't shoot the club
just put
up.
It together,
Okay?
nice.
He couldn't shoot the club up because I would be like, nah, you can't take care of no kids. You are living with your parents and you spending your money on designer and you ain't got no money. Baby, no.
He gonna buy our baby their first pair of Jordans. The baby gonna have Jordans on 2 weeks out the womb. The baby gonna be in designer.
But we ain't got no place to live. We live with your parents. And the baby got on designer shoes that's gonna grow out of in the next couple months. Man, look, priorities is jacked up. Okay, that would turn me off. I just deny it. But I have empathy. But that would my coochie be so dry. Baby.
Hey. Well, y'all, I mean, ain't nothing else to say. That's it. That's all.
And we said what we said. And don't answer that goddamn question no more about that sorry ass nigga. Oh my god! Go look in the motherfucking mirror, ask yourself. Why the fuck is
sis, you are worthy, sis. You are worthy.
Oh yeah, sorry. You worthy.
That's right.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. You worthy of a man who wear designer and got his own house and got his priorities together. Okay, you are worthy.
Yes.
But man, this was good, y'all. This was good. I love this topic. Growth is beautiful. Let's grow. I don't think that we don't even realize that everything that we desire is all tied to us growing into a higher version of ourselves. And so we hope that you heard something tonight that will help you along your growth journey. If you are in the middle of it, if you are starting out, or you have someone in your life that's going through it and you're trying to understand them, we hope that something hits you tonight. And if you got some tea you want to spill, like, look, don't bring us some more questions like that. But if you got some tea you want to spill,
I was thinking the same thing.
But us between
that's hilarious.
You can email us at your tea at gblvpodcast@gmail.com. Email us and we will give you advice. We just be speaking from our own experiences, right? We don't proclaim to be the know-it-alls. Like, we just give you advice based on who we are. Okay. So that's gblvpodcast@gmail.com. Make sure y'all show us love, y'all. Go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow our Facebook page. Follow us on Instagram. All of that. We got our links down there below. You can click those links for easy access to it. But show us some love. Give us some reviews. If you got certain topics like that you want us to speak on, give us some topics. We just be going with the flow, like for real, like this real raw and uncut. So if y'all got something in particular y'all want us to talk about, let them motherfucking know. If you want to
even some hot topics.
Say what?
Look, even some hot topics. If y'all want us to talk about some hot topics.
Right, because I don't want to look. And I was going to look at like, what's going on in the blogs today? What's going on with the peoples? The last thing I saw was something with Nicki Minaj and an assistant. But I don't know. See, like, yeah, y'all, what y'all want to know? Y'all let us know. We got y'all. We got you.
Y'all gonna talk about Beyonce?
The album. It was good. I loved it. Beyonce does know her.
Okay, we gonna cut this off now. We're gonna cut this off.
What you say? Look here, I'm not saying shit. I don't want the Beehive or what's Nicki's
Look, I'm gonna be honest.
The bars.
It's the Beehive, man. Yeah, the Beehive. I like Beyonce. Loved her last 2 albums. This album is not for me. I'm just no. But everybody else seems to love it. I don't know if people being really honest right now about this album or they just up her butt, because I feel like a lot of people just like, I'm the Beehive, so I gotta say I love it. And I'm like, are we listening to the same thing?
It was amazing. It was her best work. Like every time she puts the album out. Tracy, did you listen to the album?
No, nigga, because I heard it was too much. I heard it was house.
It was house. It's house music, and it's like it's like the 70s disco and almost like it's very much like gay club, like, you know. Yeah.
And I'm very much R&B. I'm very much R&B. 7% of my playlist is R&B. Period. And a little bit of hip hop. Okay.
So it looks like her and Drake must got the same people or something, because Drake put that album out with that house music. Like, is that the theme? Like, is that what the people telling them? Are they being chic right now?
I think they trying to start a movement, you know, to get people dancing and stuff. But I'm like, this ain't gonna get me dancing, like, unless I'm voguing, like, supreme queen. I'm the one with the queen.
I want to shake my ass. I want to shake my ass. I don't want to.
I think there's one song called "Twerking," or it's the church girl, like you twerking or something. I don't know, but yeah, Beehive. I just want y'all to know, y'all don't always gotta support everything. Y'all can be honest and tell the truth.
No,
like,
no. No,
okay.
Beehive till we die.
This is how we gonna go viral. Talk about the goddamn Beehive.
Well, let it go viral then. Let it go viral then. And then they come attack us with all them goddamn bees. You can come and get it with the bees.
I killed a, what's it called? I killed a wasp today. Play with me if you want to. I killed a wasp today.
Well, let me talk. I am Beehive, okay? Beyonce, I love the album, girl. I only listened to half of it, but I love it.
Oh, she's
yes. Yes.
The other half could be complete trash, and it don't matter. It could be literally trash. It don't matter.
She ain't listened to the whole album yet, but it's the best thing that she's ever heard from Beyonce.
It's the best thing smoking.
Yeah, because we love B. We love B. Okay, we love B.
Oh, but they did say the people. They did say was the people in Europe tripped out on Beyonce because she said spaz in the lyrics, because apparently that's a slang. That's slang to disabled folks in Europe.
I cannot.
And
I
they
think
said she changed
Lizzo too.
Lizzo
and that's what they said
too. But also, did y'all hear about? Oh, but
go ahead.
Now I was gonna say that about the Khalees thing too. Did y'all hear about that? And she took out the Khalees sample out her song. Like, she took out the Khalees sample.
Oh no, I want to get that too. Oh, you want to play with me, bitch? It won't get played. Period. Because that was a dumb move on Khalees' part.
Well, she wasn't getting paid
Mm-hmm.
for that. She don't own that music. Pharrell owns it, so she wasn't getting paid for anything. But she was mad about it because she's saying she should get paid, or you should at least ask. Let me know you're gonna use the song. But I'm like, girl, you don't even own the song no more. I mean, you don't own it. So,
but see, this like you gotta love Beyonce. I love Virgos. Like, I get along really well with Virgos. I just love that energy. And like, it's like, I'm gonna handle that shit without even speaking on it. We ain't even gonna get us the time of the day. You off the album. It's like, thank you for your service. Thank you for your services.
She said bye. She said bye, boo.
Look, not pull the shiny. Look, not pull the shiny.
She just pulled it straight off. I was like, dang. And then I saw Khalees today. They was like in her comments talking about, "Ooh, you got pulled off the song." And she's talking about, and I'm glad about it too. Ain't no pressure. I'm like, yeah, you was pressure.
Yeah, Khalees don't bother nobody, man. I like Khalees. She be on her farm with her animals, killing her animals, getting her fresh meat. She don't bother nobody, okay?
She be killing her animals.
I love her. I absolutely love her. I feel like she should have had more of a big career. And she makes like natural products, like hair products and skin products. And her husband died from cancer.
Killing them animals. Yeah.
What? Who killed the animals?
Khalees.
Girl, okay.
She really eat her own She really eat her own food. She farms her own food.
I mean, it's off her land. I thought she was vegan. Oh, okay.
No, and I think she's an amazing cook. She be in a few cooking shows and everything.
She's a good cook. Her husband died of cancer like a couple months ago.
Recently. Yeah.
Yeah, so she been going.
I didn't even know she had a man after Nas.
Yeah, she got a man. I think he was like white or something. She had a baby last year. So yeah, she been going through. That's why I feel for her. But I was like, girl, you can't say nothing and the beehive gonna attack you, and it's ridiculous. Like, people should be able to have opinions without being attacked.
And it seems like everybody's on the same page.
That's how I feel when you got us Monday. They like the girls club, or whatever their name is gonna be. It's gonna come to us. The girls club. They gonna be there with the little girl emoji in people's comments when they come.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm with that.
Girl gang. So what's up? Y'all got any final words for these people before we get up out of here?
Don't be asking us no dumb ass questions.
Asking, assuming. We delirious tonight, y'all. We delirious tonight, okay? I'm looking crazy.
I'm gonna piggyback off Tracy. I'm just saying, I want y'all to just really think, like, if you gotta question yourself, you questioning and asking somebody else about a man, you already know the answer. You already know. You just trying to get confirmation, but you already know. So just trust yourself. Don't even send the question, because we're gonna be honest, and it's nothing against ill will or anything like that. It's just more so, sis, you already know the answer. So what
I got something too. And whoever sent us the question about where the weed man at, what I do.
I love it here.
Just go on a dating app. If you go on a dating app and you look for people, you can literally find some people that be talking about they selling 420. That's how you can do it if you really ain't got to connect.
Yeah, people real open about selling edibles too.
I always pick that question. I felt like it was for me. I felt like the question was for me.
It would.
You learn something new every day. On that note, y'all, I'm T-Lane. I love hosting on these Wednesdays with my girls, Jaleisha J, Tracy Cherie. We are Girls Be Like the podcast. We ain't here to get nobody the right answers. We just here to speak from our personal experiences. See y'all right back here next week. Same day, same time, same place, baby.
Peace.
My sister, my friend, my reflection. Saying prayers for me, see the day for me, on a mission. Teach me what you know, vice versa, help each other grow. And she sees in me, then she turn around and water me, uplifting me. I got your back. I'ma fix your crown with your head down, girl. Please hold on. When you're going through this, I'll never turn back on you. Gotta be real, it's time to heal. Come on, let's go.